sustainable development, social reform, democracy.
As Palestinian youth participated in this conference, I think it's easy and nice to sit and talk about this region, the development, economy, scenario for the future, but the hard reality we should take care about.
I want to concentrate here on the research network components of the Global Changemakers programme. What we're hoping to achieve through this element is a youth-led network that undertakes research led by young people themselves and focusing on those issues that young people think are of priority interest. And when they've carried out the research, we want to help young people disseminate their findings in ways that are accessible and easy to understand. We also want the Youth Research Network to gain new skills of research, and that means that we want them to work with adult-led research bodies. That way, it's a two-way information flow. The young people gain skills, but the adult-led research bodies also gain a youth perspective on issues that affect young people. Together, they can help disseminate their findings so that young people are better informed and that policymakers use this research as evidence for making decisions about young people. So, the main objectives of the research network in the Global Changemakers is first of all that we build a regional youth-led research network. We're going to provide training, guidance and support so that young people are better able to carry out the research. And we're going to have networks that link them together so that they can exchange and collaborate, so they can share their experiences, they can learn together, and they can also publish their research jointly. Through this network, we want to promote the research capacity throughout the region. And as part of that, we're going to build a virtual research information database, a library that's accessible across the region where people can download interesting and relevant research reports. Once we've carried out research, we want to help channel the findings to policymakers so that they use this as evidence. Now, obviously, research is quite a specialised area. We want to make it clear that we promote very diverse approaches and diverse methods so that young people can see that there's a wide range of approaches to carrying out research. That means that we're going to combine qualitative research and quantitative research. We're looking for innovative strategies, use of polling, of case studies, of questionnaires. We want to make sure that young people can do small studies as well as larger ones. We want to make sure that some of the research is action-oriented, so that young people will use the findings for their own activities. And that means that the research component is going to be quite closely linked to the advocacy and awareness raising. The research network has two main audiences for its work. First of all, we want it to produce information, up-to-date data for young people themselves so that they're better informed and they can make better decisions concerning their own lives. And the second audience are the kind of institutions that make decisions that affect young people's lives, so they draw on this evidence to make better decisions. We see two major sources for commissioning of research. First of all, we think that it's important the Global Changemakers advocacy and awareness teams turn to the research network when they need up-to-date relevant studies. But we also think there are many times when donors and other partners, government, NGOs and the private sector, are looking for important information about young people, their needs, their aspirations, the problems they face, the solutions they present. Our research network can act as an information provider to supplement the information that these donor agencies draw on. Now, we recognise that the profile of the research network is quite specific. We don't expect these teams to be as big as the advocacy and awareness raising teams, because we think that it's a particular kind of person with a particular kind of personality that wants to be involved in research. We're looking for young people aged between 18 and 30 who want to engage in research to generate knowledge and to disseminate findings. We think that most of these young people will either be studying at university or have recently graduated or will be looking for work, and many of them will be having research as part of their role. We want these young people to bring their unique understanding to the research process, and we expect them to want to enhance their own skills, to become better researchers, and to meet raised standards in their research. We think these young people will want to see their work published and discussed by their peers. These are the kind of people who are interested in other people's research. They want to share skills. They want to exchange information. Some of the people involved in the research network will have a particular interest in disseminating the findings. They'll be motivated to try to communicate data in a very accessible format, and we think these kind of young people are probably very interested in the use of new technologies to communicate data. So what we're looking at here is teams of about 15 young people with a variety of approaches, but all interested together in working as part of a research network, generating information, disseminating information, and communicating with other people.